NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has called for member nations to reconsider restrictions on the use of weapons donated to Ukraine, suggesting they should be allowed to strike deeper into Russian territory. In an interview with The Economist on Friday, Stoltenberg argued that lifting these restrictions is crucial for Ukraine to defend itself, specifically as intense fighting continues in Kharkov, close to the Russian border. The time has come for allies to consider whether they should lift some of the restrictions they have put on the use of weapons they have donated to Ukraine. To deny Ukraine the possibility of using these weapons against legitimate military targets on Russian territory makes it very hard for them to defend themselves. He pointed out that some NATO members have already removed such limitations. When asked if the United States was the major holdout, Stoltenberg suggested that the current situation requires a reconsideration of these restrictions due to the ongoing conflict along the Russia-Ukraine border. However, Moscow has dismissed these rhetoric as deceptive, claiming that Western nations are already complicit in the conflict. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov asserted that US weapons have been used in attacks inside Russia, targeting civilian infrastructure and residential areas. Stoltenberg's comments come amid increasingly bold statements from Western leaders regarding attacks on Russian territory. Initially, US President Joe Biden was cautious about sending long-range weapons to Ukraine to avoid escalating the conflict. These advanced weapons were provided with conditions prohibiting strikes on Russian territory. However, according to a New York Times report on Thursday, opinions on these restrictions have shifted as Russian forces gain ground. Following a recent visit to Kyiv, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken reportedly began advocating for Ukraine to have more freedom in using American weapons. Additionally, a group of US lawmakers sent a letter to Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin urging him to grant the permissions Ukraine has requested. Stoltenberg believes NATO can support Ukraine's defense without becoming direct combatants in the conflict. He explained, "We provide training, we provide weapons, ammunition to Ukraine, but we will not be directly involved from NATO territory in combat operations over or in Ukraine. So, that's a different thing."
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.